It is a chilly night here in the northeastern U.S., but we've got some football to keep us warm at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Tonight, it's the final morsel in our Thanksgiving feast, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the New England Patriots. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Prime Time. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Already here, they'll audible to something else. A carry here for Travion Henderson. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Travion Henderson hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Pats put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Well, they said they wanted to have some explosive runs. How about that one to start the game?
And I would say on the defensive sideline, there's a lot to answer for. Because you spend all week saying, stop the run. I don't care who you're playing. You don't want to get run over. You don't want to get run past. And they have both. Over-committing in the secondary, and he just went stepping past him and is still running, essentially.
One play, and he hits pay dirt. Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away. Makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line, 1st and 10 at their own 23. First carry now for Jaleel McLaughlin. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. When you look at this Patriots defense, this unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
And that right there is what they're going to need to do, because this is not an elite unit. They've got to keep everything in front of them, rally up and make plays. What a lot of defensive coordinators call top-down defense. Don't give up anything behind you.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Coleman, the man in motion left. Now Purdy. Connects with Kittle underneath. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown in the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
he got that low down on the board he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Second and 10. Out of the gun, Purdy. Connects with Kittle underneath. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Coleman, the man in motion left.
Purdy will look to throw again here. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
And the rest of this offense trying to spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They'll run forward with Pollard. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
Here's Purdy. Swinging this out for Pollard.
And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A very solid gain of 27.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
Watch out! On the handoff, McLaughlin.
And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12, 1st and 10. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
A first carry here for Jordan James.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you got to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Get set. Watch out.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Austin Seibert sets up for the field goal try. This a 27-yard attempt here. Seibert's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives, and they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
With a first down as they begin the drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
The tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They run once more with Henderson. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
You look at this Niner defense.
They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
On 3rd down, here's Henderson. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain.
So on 4th down, here's Bryce Behringer on to punt for the Patriots.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are. But let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 18 yards, 1st down Niners.
49er first down. A gain of 18 on the play. And the 49er first down.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
ready from the gun.
He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers, and they've got to find them quick.
That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Purdy now to throw.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Get set, get set. Back around, up.
Throwing here, Purdy.
Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted.
Marcus Jones picks it, and the Pats force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you, and that may have been what happened there.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that...
There he goes, left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Trevion Henderson with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year.
And the Patriots are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Borregales now for the extra point.
And this one's right, trying to make it a 14-3 ball game.
Makes the score Patriots 14, 49ers 3. Andy Borregales to kick off for New England.
Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Get set, get set. Watch out.
The give is to McLaughlin.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Back to throw, Purdy. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez.
Intercepted. The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Play action. May. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be 2nd down.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Field goal. A 53-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
I'd say it's a pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Watch out!
They'll run. It's McLaughlin.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Get set. Watch out.
On the ground, here's McLaughlin.
And it's out. He put it on the carpet. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right, and as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down.
Here we go.
Here's McLaughlin.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one by the line of scrimmage.
Purdy looking to throw. That is caught. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 45-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Outside. Go. 18.
Purdy. That's taken in. It's Keon Coleman.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And he gets it down to the 32. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
18. Watch out.
Carry for McLaughlin. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 78 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this 1st half.
13 yards. 1st down, San Francisco.
Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Get set. 18. Watch out.
Operating from the gun, Purdy. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
18. Go.
Shotgun now with Purdy.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Yellow.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
A 36-yard attempt.
Seibert able to knock this one through. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6.
So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and minicamps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Again, it's Henderson. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Get set, get set. 18, watch out.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left them no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2nd and 9. Out of the gun to give to Pollard.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, praise has to go to the guys in the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Purdy. This pass complete to Pollard on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
They'll go for it. Here's Purdy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
First down, 49ers.
Coleman, the man in motion left. They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
That's into the hands of McLaughlin.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Patriots' 40-yard line.
Once more, Purdy looking to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now, you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw it. Now, with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Coleman, the man in motion left. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They'll look to throw again.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the 49ers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it. And they're working inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 2 catches in the 1st half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the 1st half. And that trend is continuing here.
Get set, get set. Watch out. Yellow.
On 2nd and 12, Purdy. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Purdy. And that is incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They made some nice plays. They give themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. Seibert's kick is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
After the made field goal, Seibert back out there to kick it away.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. Here's May. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Nick Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season.
At the 24-yard line.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. That's taken in by Callaway. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Third down and 13. To throw, it's May. They set up the screen for Henderson.
That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this will be taken at the 13. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
First down, San Francisco.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down.
Purdy tosses out wide, complete.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
2nd and 5.
Get set, get set. 118, watch out.
They toss it down to Pollard. outsprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 43 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Purdy off the play fake.
And his throw is incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Get set. Get set. 18. What's up?
They run it with James. Good footwork at the 30. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We are headed to the 4th here on Thanksgiving night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Outside. 18.
Pollard will take it up the gut.
He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Get set. Get set. 18.
Here's Pollard again.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes a defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Purdy will set up to throw it here.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Watkins. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
An audible here to get a new look.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Here we go on 4th down. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Tony Pollard, his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the 49ers have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They've still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
The 49ers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
And that's caught at the 2. But he is not going to make it. It's a big play by the defense, and they're going to hold on to their 2-point lead. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30. Hard line.
Their own 35-yard line.
Pats at the line, ready to go. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
From the 44-yard line, here's second down and a yard.
Let's go.
Up the middle, here's Henderson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
60 Eagles. 60.
They'll fake it on a jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's second down and 8. Throwing here is May. A short one there, caught by Likely.
Takes this to the 45. Not much space after that broken tackle. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now it's 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's Henderson.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They'll try and throw for it with May. He'll try to do it himself.
And he's got this down to the 35. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
It's getting cold in here, partner, because it looks like he's trying to ice this one away. Yeah, I know, bad dad joke, but what the heck, right? Scrambling for that first after the deep blanket his receivers, that's a backbreaker for the defense. They finish this drive off with 6, and this one could be over.
He finds his man, complete. It's Shelton. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll throw with May.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. May going to give it to Henderson.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
53-yard attempt.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that will push the lead up to 5. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Outside. 18. Watch out.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. Down the left sideline. How about this? He's to the 10. Touchdown, 49ers. Tony Pollard with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the 49ers use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th.
And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. Purdy will throw for it.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Christian Gonzalez.
And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
Seibert set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. Well, at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock, and a tight one-point game. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. To the air, May. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away.
And the punt goes out of bounds, so no chance to bring it back, and they will spot it at the 24-yard line.
This is 1st and 10.
Yellow. Outside. Yellow.
30 to throw.
And got his man complete. And all the way down to the 35.
This play is a thing of beauty when it works as designed because they let the running back slip out of the backfield and head down the sideline on a wheel route. Number one, it's easy for him to get lost. And number two, really tough for the linebacker to run with him. And this ball's right on the money and leads to a big play.
It'll be a handoff to Pollard.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
But now all of a sudden the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here.
18, watch out!
Going to run again here with Pollard. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Now the Patriots are going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
They'll come up now. 2nd and 9.
Get set. 18! 18, hot!
A quick throw completed by Purdy.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Now 1st and goal.
Outside. 18, watch out! Do not. Yeah, you. Here we go. Stop.
James. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow.
So the second half comeback is now complete. They have battled from behind, taken the lead, and CD now, they just need their defense to stand up here and secure the victory.
And remember, they were trailing by double digits, fought their way back into this one. Now we find out the true definition of a team, don't we? Because one side of the ball just did its job. Now it's time for the other one to take over. Don't let them drive downfield and get the deciding score in what time remains.
And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points, and that helps. That gives them a 7-point lead. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
it looks like right at the 40.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. It may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
They'll come up now on second down.
Here goes.
He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Shelton.
This definitely four-down territory at this point, but a critical third down here.
And 4.
Crazy. Crazy.
Back to throw.
That is caught. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout.
Back to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Patriots.
That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10.
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
He's back to throw. Over the middle, he finds Henderson complete. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
They come up now on 2nd and 2.
Yes, sir. Hey, what's that? Crazy, crazy. Five.
They'll look to throw.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Down to their last chance now. This is going to have to be a heave for the end zone and just hope for a miracle.
And I don't sit back with everyone back defending. I've got to have somebody rushing the quarterback. Don't make it easy for him to set up and throw the ball all the way downfield.
What a kickoff to the week this has been. Now a big play. It's 3rd down.
Hey, what's that? Crazy, crazy.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's caught. It's a touchdown with zeros on the clock. And an extra point will send us to OT.
Well, there's no doubt they just seized the momentum with that one. They can go ahead and kick the extra point here and ride that home wave on into overtime.
And now the decision is to go for 2. A gutsy call, and this, in effect, is your ball game right here.
Line up for a 2-point conversion.
They're going to try to throw for it.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked before he can get rid of the football. And they remain down by a point. Well, there's no doubt this is going to be talked about for days to come. The decision to go for 2 in the win with all zeros on the clock, and they don't get it. Some questions to answer.
No doubt about it, and I'm always reminded by people I've worked with before, by coaches I've talked to. They always say you have to know what you're going to do ahead of time. Don't let emotion rule you, because the people on the sidelines, the guys on the team, let's go get it. You've got to make that decision as a staff during the week, away from everyone else. That's the question we'll be asking after the game.
So for the 49ers, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time.